Hello folks, this is Kaylandar, and I thought that I would try something. This is a game that I picked up on Steam called Dwarfs. Not Dwarves, because if it was Dwarves, then Tolkien's estate would sue the company who made this, but it's Dwarfs. And it's a fun little strategy game. It's I like that it is in-depth enough to get my attention without me having to sit and stare and micromanage for the entire game. Like, I have a few other games on here, like Dungeons, that I really enjoy, but they require a lot of, sitting down and staring at them and micromanaging. This game, you can sort of let happen and step in and intervene. But I thought that I would give you guys a look at the little 5-minute arcade thing that you can have for this game, which is pretty fun. I usually play about 15 minutes, any more than that, and it gets a little hectic, and I'm not quite up to that skill level yet, but 5 minutes is a good short little thing, and I figured it'd be perfect for a YouTube video. Well, first you pick your difficulty. Easy, normal, hard, or Teddy hardcore. Don't know why it's Teddy hardcore. I tend to play on normal. And for this video we'll go with a 5-minute, and I'll just play it straight through to the end. So you have your dwarves here, your dwarfs. You have green ones and you have blue ones. Blue ones are warriors and green ones are diggers. And you can guide them around with these arrows. And if a dwarf runs into an arrow, it will dig in that direction. For instance, there we are. And I am going to take a moment here to show you how you're normally supposed to handle lava and water, the two liquids in this game, and I'm going to do that in sandbox mode here, so just one moment. Okay, so what you do when you run into a lava or water area like this is, first things first, you have to put a wall up to block the water or lava. Lava will eat through walls, but water will not. Water can be held at bay by a wall. And so the next thing you're going to want to do, and as you can see, water can flow to fill up areas like this. So the next thing you're going to want to do is place a dynamite right in front of the water, so that when it blows up, no other dwarves will be able to walk in that area. And normally we would send another dwarf from our base, but because this is sandbox mode, they don't spawn at my base. I have to spawn one. And so then I would tell him to go there, and that would create a hole there. Okay? Well, now they can't go that way, but they could just dig it open another way. So I do have another command here that I need money for, but because this is sandbox mode, I'll just give myself some. In reality, I would have to earn the money, which sometimes can be a pain trying to get enough to seal off an area. But because another dwarf could just come and open up another one of these, I have to stop all possibilities of this being opened. So in order to do that, I have to use this ability that's activated with control, that's called Solidify, which turns a piece of dirt into solid stone. And then you go all the way around. Just make sure, and you don't have to exactly conform to it. Like you can see I skipped across here to save space. You can do anything you want to try and save it, as long as the entire area is contained, with the whole being one boundary and these being the others. And then it seals it off in gray, and in adventure mode it gives you 150 gold and 10,000 points whenever you manage to seal off a water or lava flow. And you need to do this because if this water, and you saw how quickly it moves, if this water were to reach my base, it would be an instant game over. If lava did too, instant game over. Lava's not as much an issue to try and for the speed of it. Lava becomes an issue because you have to deal with it burning through your walls, so you need to try and trap these as quickly as possible. Bam. Okay, what I did there was I stopped this water from flowing into my dungeon. I have got good at a method of stopping it that stops it before any water gets in, which prevents anything from going wrong. And because if water gets in here, then it floods into your base and it ruins all your beer, which for dwarves is about as bad as it can get, right? Oh, a treasure cave. Yes, these dark areas are areas that I have not yet explored, and it could be treasure, it could be water, it could be lava, which acts like water with the way it spreads, except it'll burn through walls. I could have put a wall there to stop the water. Lava will burn through walls, and lava moves much slower. But if lava reaches your base, it's also game over. So I tend to, because normally what happens is when a dwarf opens a water or lava cave, they die, and you kind of have to send another dwarf over there to blow up the dynamite that... Ooh, some minions. So I send my warrior dwarves over there, and they take care of the problem. Gain a couple levels while they're at it, and call them back. And this is getting... what I do when I make the little X here is I'm getting rid of the arrows, because if an arrow stays there, it'll eventually decay on its own, but if another dwarf comes across it, it'll follow it automatically. So I tend to delete them right after the first dwarf is done using them, because I don't want my dwarves being forced along paths that I'm not intending. And they will follow those arrows no matter what. They will follow an arrow straight into a pit. But I tend to have dynamite ready whenever they're going into a cave, so that I can have a chance at catching lava or water before it spreads, so I only lose one dwarf instead of two. Like that. See, I blew up that dwarf the instant the lava came out, meaning I didn't have to waste a wall, because walls cost money. Bam. And then I do that to seal it all off and make it impossible for anyone else to get in. I saw my dad playing the demo for this, and honestly, I was hooked. Even before the moment I downloaded the demo, this game, I keep putting it down and then finding that I want to play a little more, and going out and loading up another map. Uh-oh. And when they're that far away from my base, you can toss down an outpost. And from this outpost, you can build warrior dwarves. But also from an outpost, let's say I have these 4 warrior dwarves, and I hit this little button, and I click over here, and it cannons them over. This bell brings them back. If I click on this little beer thing, then it'll start training diggers here, and if I click on this, then it'll slowly drain gold, but it'll constantly train all warriors that are tied to this outpost. It doesn't look like we're going to have time to run into a boss, which is a shame. I would have loved to have shown you guys Oh, you see, that time I didn't hit it fast enough and the lava started getting into the... Oh no. And then... game over. With a ton of lag. Oh, there we go. And it counts how many squares you've discovered and gives you a bunch of points for those. That was not near my best, I don't think. And then I can look around at my... And as you can see, this map gets huge with gigantic caverns towards the edges. Those you can really only get to in longer games. I think the furthest I've got is about out to here in a 15-minute game. I haven't really tried my hand at a 30-minute game. Things get hectic towards the end of a 15. And then I can go to the main menu. I could go to the scoreboards and see how well I did. So I'll go arcade, normal, 5 minutes. Yeah, I was going to say that's not my best on this. But then I can look, and that score is number 685 out of everyone who's ever done it for 5 minutes on normal. Or I could look at 15, where my score is 787 with 500,000 points. And yeah, I haven't done 30 or 60. But it's a fun little game, one that I really enjoyed playing, and you know, one that I would definitely recommend picking it up. If you pick it up before May 11th, in case someone watches this video in another year, 2011, it will be $9, and then it'll go up to $10 after that. So, there you go. That was a fun little game that I picked up, and just thought I'd show it to you guys. This is Keelan signing off.